I appreciate it very much. Dr. Marks, as you know, I co-chair the Bipartisan Congressional Rare Disease Caucus here in the House. I've heard from many rare disease, I'm the co-chair, by the way. We have Ms. Mansui is the co-chair on the Democrat side. But I've heard from many rare disease companies and patient advocates who praise the creativity and flexibility of the Center for Biologics Evaluation and Research, the CBER, what is shown under your leadership to get product safety to patients as quickly as possible. I really commend you for your vision and commitment to innovation, sir. With that in mind, other rare disease companies, particularly those with small molecule drugs for rare indications, have explained to us that they wish their products fell under Dr. Marks's jurisdiction rather than under the Center for Drug Evaluation and Research. Frankly, I find it unacceptable that this arbitrary distinction carries such adverse downstream impacts. And our caucus has frequently written to the FDA to ask you to apply the regulatory flexibility authorities you've already been given by Congress. Dr. Cavazzoni, do you agree with Dr. Marks that you would rather take the chance that the CDER will give a product accelerated approval that could occasionally make an error on efficacy and later be withdrawn from the market, rather than leave rare disease patients without any options on no hope for their unmet need? If you could answer that question, sir, ma'am, I'd appreciate it very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So accelerated approval is a very important tool for us when it comes to rare diseases beyond gene therapies, which I think you were referring to. So when it comes to the drugs that CDER regulates, we use accelerated approval when we can. Accelerated approval requires the presence of a surrogate endpoint that allows us, that reasonably predicts the clinical benefit. And when we're able to identify such an endpoint, we use accelerated approval. To give you an idea, last year we approved 28 drugs for rare diseases at CDER, and a quarter of those were approved using accelerated approval. That includes a rare disease, rare bone disease, a rare kidney disease, and a very rare form of ALS. So we are certainly will continue to use accelerated approval when we can. When we can't, we will obviously.
Okay, let me go ahead and follow up on that. I apologize because I have limited time here. How will you ensure that your center, and particularly your reviewers, are embracing the spirit and congressional intent of the regulatory flexibilities, such as the accelerated approval pathway that we saw under Dr. Woodcock? Again, you can briefly respond to that, and then I want to get on to my next question.
So our reviewers are excruciatingly aware of the tremendous unmet medical need in rare diseases. And they know to exercise, and they're encouraged to exercise regulatory flexibility as appropriate based on the data that they have in front of them.
Thank you very much. Dr. Marks, would you be willing to support a more formal process through an intercenter institute for rare disease to ensure coordination and consistency across centers, review gaps and guidance for the smallest ultra-rare populations, and optimize efficiencies in the review process?
Thanks very much. Thanks so much for that question.
Yes.
The answer for all intents and purposes is yes. And even though we don't know what it'll be called, I think with the full support of Commissioner Califf, Drs. Cavazzoni, Shern, and I are absolutely committed to addressing the needs of those suffering from less common diseases. And we're actively in the process of developing an agenda with a capital A for rare diseases that will ensure that our centers are communicating and coordinating seamlessly across one another. And we'll put in place the cross-center collaboration that we need to, as well as essentially the single point of contact that we need to at the agency for rare disease communities to engage with us. So I think by doing those things, we'll give the rare disease community what they need to get the attention that they deserve to get towards cures.
Excellent. Thank you so very much.